Hi again, everybody. Anita Lund here from Trainers Direct. In this video, we're going to be talking about a function called Vlookup in Excel. Now, a Vlookup allows you to search down a table in the first column for an item and then return a value from a corresponding column. So let's have a look at an example here. This is something that you probably do without even realizing it on a daily basis. So what I want to do is select from this list that I've set up one of these drinks. So I'm going to go for a flat white. And Excel is going to search down the first column of this table for flat white, and I want it to find the price for a regular flat white. So it's going to return a matching value from column B. The columns in a lookup table are referenced by numbers and not letters. So column A would be the first column and column B will be the second column. Just keep that in mind for a second. Now, when we're creating VLOOKUPs, it's good practice to select the range to start with. And then on the Home tab on the ribbon, we're going to choose Format as Table and then pick a pre-made format, and making sure that we've got a tick in My Table Has Headers. Now, one of the main reasons for this is because tables automatically expand. So if I wanted to add more drinks to the end of this table, and I want to include those automatically without redefining the range, the table will do that without me having to worry about it. So that's a real bonus. Okay, so let's get started with the VLOOKUP. So I'm going to start in cell G3, and I'm going to use the insert function button, which is this little FX button at the start of the formula bar, and I'm going to choose my VLOOKUP. You can see that it's in my recently used category. If you weren't sure, you could head down to Lookup and Reference from the categories list, or you could select all if you weren't sure which category to go to. So we've got VLOOKUP there. And then we have 4 arguments to fill in. Now, the first argument is whatever you're searching for in the first column of the table or range. So this is the lookup value right here, whatever I select from my drop-down list. In this case, it's G2. So we're going to search for a flat white down the first column. Now, the next argument is the table array. And again, just keep an eye on what's happening on that formula bar at the top, because it's going to build the formula for you. It's going to put all the commas and brackets in the correct place, which is great. The table array is the entire lookup table. You have to tell Excel where that table is. And notice that I didn't include the column headers at the top. And because I use the Format as Table option on the Home tab, it automatically creates a predefined range name. The next argument is the column index number. So which column contains the data that you want to return? And we said that we're looking for a regular flat white. In this example, that's the second column in the table. So column B is column 2. And then the final argument is the range lookup. Now, this tells Excel whether to find an exact match or an approximate match. If it's left blank, it defaults to an approximate match. Now, you must be a little bit careful with this, because if you're working with things like part numbers or employee codes, that sort of thing, we want to make sure that we're finding an exact match for whatever we're looking up in our lookup value. If we've got hundreds or thousands of entries, it's really important. So there are 2 ways that you can do this. You can either enter a 0 for exact match, or you can enter the word false. So either of those will work. If you leave the range lookup blank, as I said, it will default to approximate match. And then OK. So you can see that that's returning the 375. It's looking down the first column vertically. That's what VLOOKUP does. It returns the matching value from column B, which is the second column. Now, just keep in mind as well that VLOOKUP searches down the first column. It can only return a matching value to the right of the lookup column. So if we had the items in column B, for example, and a price to the left of that, VLOOKUP wouldn't be able to do that. We'd have to use a different function. There is a very nice function that's been released recently in Excel, which will do exactly that, and it's called an X lookup. So maybe check out, I'm going to do a video on that fairly soon, so check that out. And just to also go back to what we were saying with tables, expanding. If I add something to the end of this table, so if I add an item in here, you can see that that automatically expands and it includes it in my drop-down list as well. So that's it for this lesson. I hope you found that useful. I'll see you for the next one. Thanks for watching.